like Lee at the garden. I'm gonna always have my feet at the bed. So carry it with the handle, I can settle you. Put up big numbers to New York like that boy Randall. I'm KDOACA, the way we win and change. They don't never miss a player, break with the beginner. Yeah, that bench talk, that bench talk. We go listen to that bench talk, that bench talk. We go and watch the bench talk, that bench talk, that bench talk, bench talk, that bench talk. Bench talk, that bench talk, bench talk, that bench talk, bench talk.
Let's go. We back, baby. We back. What's up, world? What's up, world? You are now tuning in to Bench Talk 718. We are your hosts. I'm Todd. This is Mo. This is Val. How y'all feeling, fellas? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. Good spirits. Happy to be here with my brothers. Good seeing y'all, man. It's always good when I get to chop it over with my peoples.
Ain't nothing like a good link up.
I'm feeling good, man. Episode 3, ready to get it popping, man. We got a lot of materials out there. A lot of things, you know. I'm ready to sit on the bench and chop it over with my bros. Yeah, sit, talk, shoot out, literally or figuratively, however you want to speak about it. We're going to jump right into it. We ended our last episode, if you ain't checked that out, Bench Talk episode 2, talking about young boy Ja Morant and how he should steer clear of trying to get in trouble. And if you up in the news, you know Ja Morant has been suspended indefinitely for a series of things, but the straw that broke the camel's back, he's on Instagram Live with a gun, waving it in the air. Fellas, how do you feel about that?
I mean, for me, in my opinion, I don't want to bash him, but Shaq just had to take on that situation, and I agree with him. I feel like in this day and age, if it was a situation where he thought he was in private, he's with his boys, and maybe everybody had the guns out or whatnot, and somebody recorded them, I think that would have been a little different. But in this situation, it was his account on Instagram, which he chose to go live. I think that this is something that he can learn from. I don't think that this should be something he should lose his livelihood over. Worked so hard to get there, but he also got to appreciate, how hard the work was to get there. I think he really got to just, take this time to reflect and just be like, you know what, I got to do better. He does have a daughter at the end of the day. He is young, but he has a daughter, so he has responsibilities. And from my understanding, he's helping out with his parents too, giving back. So, it's a lot of people that depend on him right now. So his team, his camp, they need to be in his ear and tell him to do the right thing. That's my take.
So I'm looking at it from a bunch of different angles, right? One, I don't want to see a young black man go down. Ja, you work really hard to get where you're at. You bust your butt. You're in a position where you can really excel. You're a budding NBA superstar. Not an all-star, superstar. You signed a $250 million deal with Nike. You got a spot with Gatorade coming up for March Madness. Why throw all that away for 10 seconds? Of what? To have a gun in a club? To say that you're tough? What point are you proving? What are you modeling for your daughter? What are you modeling for the young kids who want to be the next Ja Morant? But I got an interesting take on this, guys, because we're all fathers, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't know the camp directly, but from the outside looking in, it's as if Ja Morant's dad is part of the clique more so than leading his son. He did I want to say the parents did a great job of getting their son to the level where he's at. Went to a small school, Murray State. Nobody knew him, worked his butt off, worked the way he got. Nobody believed in Memphis. Ja put Memphis on his back to where they are now. Everybody's riding him. So I salute you for that, Ja. Way to go. Way to be a leader. Dad, way to put your son in a position to thrive and to excel. Not going to a big school, going to where the school fits you and you making the most of your opportunity, right? So I just want to pose this question, guys. I see Ja's dad coming to the game, shaded up, red Solo cup, could be high, drinking at the game. What example is he showing his son by doing that?
To answer that question, it's easy to say that now that the situation has happened with Ja suspended indefinitely, it's cool when they win in and he's dancing and he's gritty and the dad is on the side. But when, for lack of a better term, when the shit hits the fan, now the finger's pointed back at you. So I want to say, Dad, like you said, from the outside looking in, because we don't know the dynamics of the situation, it does look bad because somebody has to take the blame for it. And Ja is a young man, 23, 24 years old. We're going to look at the parents. Now, on the flip side, parents can tell you to do the right thing until they blue in the face. But as a child, but Ja's a grown man. Like, he's still obligated to hold himself accountable and do the right thing. And I want to say, like last episode, I said Ja's a bitch and the people he's rolling with is bitches. So I'm not going to stand here and bash him. For lack of a better word, he got his whipping already. As Dr. Umar would say, he got his lashes already, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, Ja, you in our prayers. I'm keep you pushing forward. You suspended indefinitely. Just keep your head on straight, man. You know better than that, or whatever. You ain't got to prove you tough. Only thing you got to prove is that you're a great basketball player, and you want to hold it down for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Hold on, Mo. You my little brother, right?
Right.
My real little brother, and I love you, right? So, like, if you in that position, right? Who's in your camp? Who's guiding you? Who's saying, nah, son, you bugging right now?
But before you even get to that, I do want to say this before y'all get to that. When it comes to that situation, who are we to say that it looks like his father is a part of the camp? Now, we see him doing the things that he do at the game. Right. You know, he shaded up with the solo cup, whatever. You know, just like Ja put in the hard work, his father put in the hard work with him to get him to that point. So him on the sideline, bugging out having a good time, it's the fruits of his labor. Like, yo, I'm enjoying myself. Like, we here. We in the NBA. I'm supporting you from the sideline. We don't know. Like you said, we don't know all the information. We don't know if he's in those clubs with Ja, turning up or whatnot, or we don't know if he's going home. Because at the end of the day, we don't know his family situation, his private situation. Who's watching his daughter? Most times we see the daughter with the father. Maybe the father take her and be like, yo, listen, don't go out there bugging out. Chill out. Don't get crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put it, a lot of people point the finger at the father too, as if he's his homie instead of his father. But we don't know what he tells them. Like you said, parents can tell you stuff until you blue in the face. We don't know what he's doing. When he's out there on his own, he's his own man. He makes his own decision. You know what I'm saying? Daddy can't hold your hand the whole time. And that's my point.
Nah, fuck that. Model that behavior for your son. My son is an NBA. I'm not coming to no game with no shades on the high drop. No.
You said fuck that, but that's him. Like, he can't make him.
Give me a second, son. Hold on. What I'm saying is, that's him. But, nah. You in the spotlight now. You can't do certain things everywhere you go. You can't do that. You are a budding megastar. Megastar. You can't be at the games drunk and high, bro. It don't bode well.
I want to say
he's a civilian. He's a fan. Just because he's the father of a player doesn't change the fact that he's a fan. He's not a part of an organization. He's not playing on a team. How many people are in the front row having drinks? How many people we don't know the rest of them. They smoking, eating edibles. We don't know we don't know what they do.
So you think when teams recruit players, they don't look at their family and what their family. So look.
So how come they didn't see that before?
Give me a second.
It wasn't no.
So look, so if you're in the NBA, right, you're getting drafted. High school, college, they're looking at your parents' Instagram. Is that a parent I want to have in my program? That parent posts a lot. That parent does this. Is that going to affect the child? So you're going to tell me in the NBA when they're those rooms and they're those draft boards, they're not saying, do we want that? Do we want that adage to our team? Do we want that person? Do we want that parent? Do we want that effect on our locker room? That's real.
He didn't do that at that time.
Absolutely.
Once he made it, he probably felt free.
So here's the middle ground. So maybe he wasn't like that. Maybe he was. We all going. This is what if we're having fantasy basketball talk because we don't know how he was acting before the money, and that's the main factor. That could be a main factor too. When Ja Morant was at Murray State, where he was in the dirt roads of South Carolina, he didn't have a $250 Nike contract. He didn't have $200 million from the Memphis Grizzlies. So now, like you said, it's the fruits of your labor, but. Go upstairs and do that, Pop. So you want to be on the bench, on the sideline, go to Skybox. You know, you can do it. It's a time and a place for everything. You can have your vices, do what you do or whatever, but it's a time and a place. You don't need to be on the sideline because when the shit hits the fan, we're going to look to you like, well, why are you doing this or whatever? Like, give or take, Ja made the choice. He went live. He had to do what he had to do. But shit rolls down the hill. So we're going to look at your parents. We're going to look at you. We're going to look at the team. And the people who's not going to get in trouble is the Memphis Grizzlies because if it affects the end goal, then we're not going to deal with you. But to roll off the end goal, I'm going to ask y'all guys a question. Ja Morant, it's a number, and there was a number of incidents. It wasn't just the waving of the gun on the Instagram. He put a statement. He said he apologized. I think it was a BS apology. But Nike is a major company. We all know about Nike. Ja Morant is still a Nike athlete. Your boy Kyrie Irving posted a link, and Nike cut him. What do you guys have to say about that? Is that fair? Is it balanced? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
So, I was speaking about this with my kids actually the other day in the car. So Nike said they're backing Ja Morant 100%, right?
Right.
So looking at, this is one take of it, right? Not to say this is one view of what could be going on. Is Nike saying we promote black men and violence? This black man has a gun waving, but we back you 100%. But we have another black man who didn't actually make a post, but said, this is something that affects my culture, or talked about his culture, black identity, and he's taking off. Right. So are we saying that the mega places want to promote violence instead of intelligence for black people?
That's one way to look at it. I didn't even think about that. What you want to say about that, Tom?
I mean, at the end of the day, the situation that happened with Kyrie was ridiculous. To lose your whole contract over a comment over something that's already posted, a movie that's already out there streaming, documentary, whatever it was. And then Ja, like you said, with the Ja situation, is after he apologized, that's all it took. So yeah, you can look at it as far as the gun violence or whatnot. I felt like you said, you throw a BS apology, but that apology was submitted right away.
Right.
So it was no time to linger.
It's suffice the powers that be.
Right away. As soon as they said it was investigating, you know, I take full responsibility for my actions. It's like that's all they wanted. And the same thing they asked of Kyrie, even though Kyrie's situation was a little deeper, it was more so like, hey, just apologize and you can get back on the court. You'll be fine. He said, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He stood his ground. So therefore, they cut him. So if Ja wouldn't have came out, or his camp wouldn't have came out, lawyers, attorney, whatever, his representatives, same thing would have happened. It's just that we don't get to see that because they took care of it right away. They gave him what they wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Ja played the game, for lack of a better word. But I also would say too, what you got to look at with that, like you said, like you were speaking to your kids, I would say Kyrie's over 30, Ja's a budding star. Not Kyrie. I wouldn't say he's on the back nine, but you could say Nike made their money off Kyrie already. So for them to cut ties, they could probably say Ja's the next guy. They're going to make more money with Ja. So if your end goal is money, it's like, all right, he's a budding star. We'll wipe this under the rug, and then we can still go out there because kids are impressionable. Kids, well, the parents buy sneakers, but you're trying to impress the kids or whatever. So Ja's dancing. He got dreads. He's flying around the court or whatever. Not saying Kyrie's time is past or whatever, but Ja has more of a higher ceiling than Kyrie right now from a business and maybe a basketball standpoint.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. Budding superstar, like I said, megastar, will be, if this doesn't affect him too much on the next dream team, he has a following, right, which he deserved, which he earned.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see where Kyrie is coming. He's at that stage, and that, you know, Ja's the next star. But you know, it bothers me because to think about, and money isn't the end goal, because if we're talking about money, right?
Right.
We never put in the press what Kyrie Irving donates to charities. He just donated money to Ghana, to schools in Ghana, but we don't talk about that. But we'll talk about him talking to a fan, or we'll talk about a post he put up, but we don't talk about the positive things that he's doing. I was looking at a YouTube. My friend John Brennan, what up, JB? Shout out to JB, BU fan, sent me a clip of a ex-BU player who was telling a story about Kyrie's dad, Dredrick Irving, #1 leading scorer at BU history. Put his name in the NBA draft, didn't get selected. He's working at a Hertz car rental. He's working at a Hertz car rental company. He bumped into him, so he looked like, wow, he's almost in the NBA. Now he's working at a car rental spot. Keeping my options close. He goes to Australia. He plays basketball, has 2 kids, Kyrie and his sister. Mom dies. Kyrie's 10 years old. So shout out to Dre for raising your children on your own, single black dad. I know you had to help your family, but shout out to you. And an amazing job you did. But everybody doesn't know the backstory, like you said, Tom. We don't know the backstory. Right. So to your credit, what you're saying with John, we don't know the backstory of who his father really is or what he went through to give our opinion, right? To say this is who this guy is. We're not here judging people, but a lot of times we don't know what they've been through, or we didn't take that walk in their shoes. So it's easy to judge a person when we're looking at it from one side. So on Bench Talk, we try to remain judgmental, but also give our personal spin on things.
Absolutely. Wrap it up, Ja. We're praying for you. Get back on the court. We want to see you play. And keeping the NBA, let me ask y'all guys, just quick shot, yes or no, all right? Is Joker a stat pattern? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay, so the narrative going around on social media, on other sports talk shows, we got people saying, Joker, who we're talking about, Nikola Jokic, Denver's #1 in the NBA. He's a 2-time MVP, back-to-back. Currently, they're in first place, and he averages damn near triple doubles. He's like 26, 12, 9.9, like basically triple double. So the going narrative is that he's padding his stats to get triple doubles and stuff like that, and he's possibly going to win his 3rd MVP. So what's going around was saying where European or quote unquote white players, when they're not the leading scorers in the NBA pushes a narrative to like give them like higher rewards, i.e. Nikola Jokic, who's going for his 3rd MVP, got Steve Nash, who won 2 MVPs. I don't think he averaged over 20 points, and Dirk Nowitzki, who's a 1-time MVP, who wasn't a top 10 scorer yet. He won MVP. Do you guys agree or disagree that the NBA is pushing a narrative towards European players or quote unquote white players?
I don't agree with that. I feel like today's NBA is built and is surrounded by the international superstars. When you think about the top superstars in the league, Jokic is one of them. We can go back to the All-Star weekend when he plays the game, but he always said this game is not for me because his game, he has a solid game. It's not flashy. It's not all that. He just played the game. You know, fans are not going to pick him first in the draft pick if he was in the park, you know, on the blacktop trying to pick a team. And he averages a triple-double for sure. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Those numbers are crazy. He deserves MVP. The problem with like people saying that, you know, it's racist or it's racist going on with the voting. Jokic, most guys get criticized on the rings. So it's always about the championships, how many championships you won, this and that. So for him to potentially win his 3rd his 3rd MVP, it's more so like, well, okay, you're getting bumped out the 1st round. You're not going far in the playoffs. How is it that you're the most valuable player? Once again, I think some people get misconstrued with MVP is a regular season award. Russell Westbrook, which is an African-American MVP.
Shout out Russ.
Rage, my man. You know, still rooting for you on the Clippers. He won MVP at what, the 7th, 8th seed? But he only got it because he averaged a triple-double?
It was 6. I remember that year. That's right after KD left.
That was 6 seed?
It was 6 seed. They won 50 games, and he was the first person to average a triple-double since Oscar Robertson. So
right.
40,
so he got the MVP. Nobody was complaining then. Right? Before, he used to be the best player on the best team. That's how some people judge it. Others, sometimes it was scoring. You averaged 34 points a game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. That was MVP worthy. Then you got people like LeBron James that changed the game, pretty much almost averaging a triple-double every season. And then he won his MVP awards. So the criteria changed. Some people may be patting their stats, but Jokic, he covers all angles on that team. So he do deserve the nod for MVP for his performance. Once he had his tag team partner, Murray, go down, that's when he won. He won both of them without him. And now he's just starting to have a season where he's more healthy on this end of the ball. But him, Giannis is African descent from Greece, right? So he won back-to-back MVPs. So where's the racism there? He's African descent. So you can't say it's only the white players that's winning MVP and they're biased. The only difference is they're international players. Right. So when you think about that, they wasn't born and raised in America. They come from all kinds of different countries. You have Luka Doncic's name is always in MVP discussions. He's from an international country.
Joel
Embiid. Like the only African American that gets talked about in the conversation is Jason Tatum.
This year, yeah.
Well, this year. Yeah. Other than that, there's no Americans that have been spoken of. Do y'all know anybody that has been spoken of in the MVP conversation?
So this year, what we talking about this year?
In general, the past couple of years. Steph Curry.
You got Steph, you got KD last year. And, I mean, just if the Lakers are good or whatever team he's on, if they're good, like, LeBron's going to be in the mix.
And where was KD? Where was KD's Nets when he was in the conversation? What seed did they go?
They were,
wow, son.
I'm just asking. I'm asking the question because the last time they gave it to somebody in the mid-level team was Russ. You said 6, right? So I say about that 4, 5, 6 spot. That's mid-level because now they got the play-in, so it's a little different. But when was the last time somebody won in the middle of the pack?
Joker, they were 6 last year.
Joker was a 6 seed?
They were the 6 seed, or it was first or second, if I'm not mistaken. They were like 6th place, and I want to say they rewarded him because Jamal Murray was hurt, and maybe his second best player was like Campazzo or something like that. I'm shooting off the top of my head. So they rewarded him for doing more with less. Now this year, this might be his best year as far as his MVP. His average triple doubles team is first, so how can you not give it to him? But that's just my thought. What you think about it, bro?
I think, wow. So to answer your question directly, I feel you can't look at it that way because these guys don't lead the league in scoring. So what's the criteria, right? It changes based on who the people want. I feel too much power is given to the writers.
Right.
I feel the players and the coaches should vote. Why are we having these sports writers vote on who the MVP is? If I don't like you, so if I'm a writer, you dub me for a combo, I might not pick you just because you dub me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So why are we giving all this power to the writers? One, it should be by the coaches and players. That's what I think, right? And I think the writers could have a vote together, but not so much. It's too much power.
One collective vote. It shouldn't
Do
be.
y'all agree that it should be a fan vote like All-Star Weekend?
Absolutely not. No, I don't want the fans.
No, because if I have more fans than you, I could be more popular. That doesn't mean I'm better than you.
A certain percentage, just like because we don't get the full say so. We only pick the starters in All-Star Weekend. For MVP, it can be a small percentage just to see where people stand, who they believe is MVP. We won't have the final say so. Like you said, if I have more fans than you, then you're out of the running. But just for them to, judge it based on, okay, well, let's see who.
You can have a fan vote, but I don't think it should determine or have any say so in it. Like that could be something that comes out after the MVP is given. You'll be like, well, this person won MVP, but the fans believe this person should have won MVP that year because fans is short for fanatic. So if you're a fanatic person or whatever, like you guys said, you got more fans than somebody, and that can determine whether or not a person get MVP. And that also waters down the award or whatever. To say you got MVP, most valuable player in the best league in the world or whatever, that's to me, that's a high goal or whatever.
Hell yeah.
So to just like have it like sometimes some people say it's watered down depending on who you ask or whatever. Because to say Nikola Jokic have 3 MVPs and RP Kobe Bryant has 1, that doesn't make any sense.
So I like Jokic for many reasons, right? The way the game is played now is bigger, stronger, faster.
Correct.
He plays at a cerebral pace, slow, methodical, does what he wants, sees the court, not in a rush, and you can't stop him. Jumps this high, and you can't stop. What are you going to do, right? But it's a regular season award, but they wait till like the first round is over of the playoffs to give it out. Right. So I believe there's a little touch of what happens in the beginning part of the playoffs as to who they decide to go. But I don't know. Jokic is tough, but I also think it should be based off of impact.
Right.
What impact are you having on your team? What impact are you having on the league? So it's hard to say Jokic shouldn't be up there, but these other guys need solid nods too. Embiid is having a solid season. Jason Tatum, best record in the NBA for most of the season. You can't count him out. So it's it could go a lot of ways, but if we're just solely looking at numbers, I mean, it's hard not to have him in that room to say he's an MVP candidate, but to say he has 3 MVPs so who's in that room? You got Wilt, Russell, Bird,
Magic, Jordan, LeBron. So I think those are the guys who have 3 MVPs. So yeah,
that's what I mean about impact. Like your numbers are worthy, but where's your impact on the game?
Right. Like I was saying earlier, well, not earlier. I think I spoke to you guys in private. I was saying for as good as Jokic is, and this is not to bash Jokic or whatever, because you definitely are one of the top guys in the NBA. When the playoffs start, because we're deemed about how you do in the playoffs, is anybody, if they draw Denver, is anybody scared that they got to play Joker in the first round or second round? Like, you're licking your chops. If you're one of the lower teams, especially in the West, where like injuries is playing the main part. So let's say a team like Golden State or Phoenix.
I'd rather play Denver than Golden State.
Or Phoenix, Denver, Lakers, a team like that, get their stuff together, and they got to see those guys in the first and second round. They're like, oh, we good. And that's what I mean. That goes to your point on impact.
And Golden State definitely beat them twice in the first round.
Right. So
during these runs. I mean, Jokic is a great talent. You know, he does what he has to do. He covers every spread. He is the go-to guy. But when it comes to championship, like you said, there's no fear for the Nuggets.
Absolutely. Shout out to you though, Jokic. We'll see. Playoffs start in April or whatever, you know. So we'll see.
So let me ask you guys now. So if the season stopped right now, who would be your top 2 picks or top 2 or 3 picks MVP?
Well, my 3 in order.
Yeah, I know we did at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Like right now, like who would you go with?
So today, March 9th, RP Biggie Smalls. Clap it up for Biggie. Hey, Big Brooklyn. How we wait so long in the show? You know, it's not his birthday. You know, it's 26 years since you've been going. But shout out to Big. My fault. I apologize.
That's my step cousin on my mother's father's side.
Big Brooklyn. But
it's related to everybody.
To answer your question, so top 3 in order, I will go Joel Embiid first. Okay. Nikola Jokic second. Jason Tatum third.
Okay. What you got, Tom?
That's a tough one. In the beginning, on episode 1, for anybody that didn't catch episode 1, go to YouTube, you know, like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Check us out. Men's Talk 718. Go check out the first episode when we did our predictions. In the first episode, I definitely picked Jason Tatum because it was looking good. I picked Jason Tatum. They're on the slide right now. I mean, I didn't like.
I put him third.
Right now, he's down on the ladder. But right now, I still have Jokic number 1.
Okay.
Oh man, my guy Giannis. You know, I love Giannis. Giannis is the man.
Freak.
And I don't know who's third. I mean, Tatum can still get there, but he got to put up some performances again because he was hot in the beginning, and then like here lately, it's kind of like it's hot cold. All-Star Weekend, scored 55. Now it's like, here we are, till end of the season. Are you gearing up for the playoffs, or are you, did you peak too soon?
I don't want to say Boston's going through the emotions and nothing like that, but I think they're more so championship or bust. So their recent slide, I'm not too worried about it because, like you said, we get off the playoffs. But I definitely forgot about Giannis. Giannis has been wild, and they're in first place right now. So I ain't mad at him being in the MVP race either.
I mean, if I had to pick today, right now, I might go Giannis. I might go Giannis. Like people, they're not even talking about Giannis. Like Milwaukee is killing it. They're crazy.
Is it 2-time winning too? Is that bias? Do they not want him to get his third?
I think the bias was like he wasn't like in those 3 guys weren't top 10 in the NBA in scoring. So I think that's what the bias was. But Giannis is just like
Giannis covers all bases. He's the defensive player of the year. He has a championship. He has.
Somebody said Randall and the Knicks looking good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got a shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
Don't go away from your screen.
Don't go away.
We got a special
Next segment is coming up, baby. You already know. Stay right there. Stay tuned.
We ending with Knicks, Saban. As much as I want to bash the Knicks, I gotta love them. Like you gotta love them. Like if you're from New York, man, you just gotta love the Knicks right now. Like I'm not a Knicks fan, but I don't. Nah, I'm lying. I hate on the Knicks sometimes. But they balling right now. You gotta give respect. You gotta give respect to the Knicks.
Stay tuned. We got special segment.
We coming. We got you.
But yeah, like you said, Giannis.
I like Giannis because, like, if you play video, I'm not a video game guy, but if you're a gamer, he's a creative player. Like I'm making a play in my room. I'm making him. Maybe shoot a little better, but I'm making him. Right. He's fake. Like, gotta respect it. Like Giannis, joke, and I mean, I know they're on the slide, but I guess we all agree. Right. Tatum been balling. I mean, like they're right. They've been there all year. Yeah. Shout out to that young boy. Y'all was 23, 24.
Tatum.
Yeah.
His birthday just passed out.
24, 25.
We put numbers out. I want to say 25. He's still a young boy or whatever, So shout out to you, Jason Tatum, the stretch run of the NBA. So let's get everybody get healthy. Let's get it together. I want to see good playoffs.
So you said Giannis, Joker, and Tatum. Or Tatum first.
Wait. I'm wild. And B got to be in there.
Oh, so you taking Tatum off?
I don't know.
Because Joker got to be in there.
Shit.
Tough one.
He don't have to be in there, but I'm just saying, like, we all got. I mean, it's how you see the game or whatever. Yeah. So where you put him, like, you don't have to be in there. So that's who.
You can't. You can't be in the running if you have a triple double.
Yeah, I mean, Russ. I mean, no, we can't just go off stats or whatever. It goes off impact. It's another thing. Is what you value. So if you value stats and winning, then Jokic is being number 1 guy.
Because what's name wasn't on my list, but
who's that?
Honorable mention, Luka. His team's not doing that great, but he has 33 points, 8 and 8.
Leading the league scoring,
right?
And I mean, the trade just happened, so technically he's been doing this all year. So his name is not up there for his numbers. His numbers, 33, 8, and 8. Come on,
Crazy.
That's crazy.
I like Luka. Luka is my third favorite player in the NBA. But I was like, I got Embiid. I'm a dominance guy.
And you know what's crazy? Why I need to cut you for a second? But like Embiid he was like running up 2 times, right?
To Jokic, yeah.
To me, I'm just coming out and killing everybody just to show everybody
right.
I'm that dude.
But he don't give me that. He can score.
Right.
There's certain nights he give you 40. Then one night I got 24.
Yeah.
He got Joker finally.
Yes.
Yeah. And last time they played, got him. But my problem with him is, Embiid, if you watch it, Bench Talk, you can subscribe and like.
Right. You hit it on the head.
Call us. Yeah. Shout out to Embiid.
You still my number one pick for MVP, but go ahead.
If I'm betting on FanDuel, I can't bet on you for rebounds. You can't give me 38 points and 5 rebounds. Like, come on, man. You're the center.
Joel, you can't be selectively dominant. And that's where the old school guys like Shaq and Chuck, they get on you like, yo, you got to just go put your ass in the rim, get in the paint. I know you can shoot. I know you can dribble. But nobody can do nothing with you under the basket. Nobody on this planet. So do what you got to do. And shout out to everybody picked. And we at halftime, guys. We flowing. I like the energy. We doing good in here.
Come on now. Yeah. Come on.
There's always good energy when you're with family, man.
Y'all heard I said old school, right?
Oh, man. How old school we going?
I mean, we can go 92. We can go 08. I threw those years out on purpose because 92 we got the original Dream Team, and 08 we got the Redeem Team. So it's an ongoing debate. Some it might not be a debate.
Is it really?
I mean, depending on who you ask. We about to get into it. 92 Dream Team and the 08 Dream Team.
This is the third quarter.
Yes, third quarter. Shout out to the third quarter, halftime. Got a little break, take a little sip, you know. So, what do you guys think? If the 92 Dream Team and the 08 Dream Team played, who will win and why?
Who's the roster for the 08 Dream Team?
I got you right here.
Thank you.
The Redeem Team. Yes.
Oh, Redeem Team. Redeem means make up?
Yes,
because they lost a few years after the 92. They haven't won since 92.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
No.
Okay. So we got Chris Paul, Melo, Kobe, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Carlo Boozer, Darren Williams, Jason Kidd, Michael Redd, and Tayshaun Prince.
Okay, solid team.
So it's a solid team, but in my opinion, 92 team has it. I think the 92 team could beat the 08 team. Their presence in the paint is ridiculous. You have, Michael Redd. We know him as a sharpshooter. So for people that don't know, he was an all-star guard, played for the Milwaukee Bucks. Same number as Middleton, number 22. He was a sharpshooter, but playing against that Dream Team, I don't see a good matchup for Michael Redd. Carlos Boozer, his best years to me were along with Darren Williams over there in Utah. I don't think that he could match up with Charles Barkley, Karl Malone.
But these guys are the bench.
That's the bench. So, all right, we know that everybody knows MJ and Kobe cancel each other out.
So, boy, why don't you give us the 92 roster? Because we got younger fans. Some people might not have been born. I mean, they might have heard of the Dream Team, but they may not know who's on the team. So, who you guys got on the 92 Dream Team?
Off top, I might get it wrong. Let me see if I'm hoping I get this right. Got Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Got Magic Johnson, the best point guard ever.
You said MJ's the GOAT.
We just want their names. I mean, we don't.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if I did. Because you said people might not know, so I was just giving a little feeder.
We didn't say LeBron James all-time leading scorer. We didn't say Kobe Bryant 5-time NBA champion.
You didn't go yet. That's why.
No, Ty went down the roster. You know.
Oh, my bad. So
you want to patch your source on it? Cool. I'm just saying, like
my fault.
I apologize.
So we got MJ, we got Magic, best point guard, best shooting guard ever. We got Charles Barkley, we got Karl Malone, got Barkley, you got Pippen, you got Ewing, David Robinson, Chris Mullin, top 50 player, Brooklyn stand-up area in high school. Larry Bird, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton. Who's all-time leading assistant?
John Stockton.
John Stockton, all-time leading assistant.
Yeah, I had the best college player, Christian Laettner.
Yeah, I wish Shaq had that spot with the Christian Laettner. Shout out to Christian Laettner, man. He is the best college player ever, man. I mean, stat-wise, I'm not my favorite. I'm not a Duke guy. But you cannot hate on what the impact he had on the game.
He might be, no, he's not better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You're gonna get Dr. Umar. He's gonna get 50 lashes.
At all levels.
That was the bar. That was Blue Folk. Y'all can follow him on Instagram. Go to Bench Talk 718. Christian Laettner is a great basketball player. He might be the best Duke player ever. He's one of the top 10 college players, but he's gonna get 50 lashes for disrespecting Lou Alcin.
I stand corrected. My bad. Disrespecting this Catholic school league, which is better than public school.
Boy.
And
So all right, so y'all good on? Yeah,
So
you
he said
name roster. I didn't want to put out your sauce on it.
all right, so they're playing against each other. We talk about the competition they played against because this is like a loaded question. Because when the '92 Dream Team played, basketball hadn't evolved in the European level where those guys were more so fans. They were taking pictures. They just wanted to be happy. I mean, to be seen with Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Magic Johnson. These guys are the heroes as they should be. So, and it's also the first time pros played in the Olympics. You guys could have been called the Redeem Team too because the '88 team was. So you was going there to make up for the college guys. I know college guys went.
I'm just saying that the level of college was so high back then that they could compete against the European professionals.
Right.
So that's where the game was in the United States. The collegiate all-stars were as good as the European professionals.
Yeah.
But I believe that who they lose to? They lost to Croatia? Who they lose to?
I want to double check. They might have lost to Croatia, Soviet Union, Croatia.
We looking at Petro? We looking at Petro?
I don't know Dino Raja. I'm not too sure, but I know they lost in '88 with David Robinson and Dan Marley and those guys.
I mean, to me, that's the greatest team ever assembled.
92?
Yes, ever assembled. Ever assembled for many reasons. I mean, there's no weaknesses on the team's strength. No weakness. I mean, they couldn't. Where you want to go to? Where we going with the 08 or I don't know the other team, the 12 team? What's the debate? Like how they being beat?
Honorable mention to the 2012 team. I feel the 2012 team had a better chance of beating the Dream Team because on that roster you have KD, you got LeBron, Melo, Chris Paul's back there, Anthony Davis, Kevin Love, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. We're talking about young Russell Westbrook, okay? Andre Iguodala, Darren Williams, Blake Griffin was on that team, Kobe Bryant, and Tyson Chandler. That team right there. Now, I said off the air, I told you that team was just running, right? You have mismatches on both sides. So just by basing off the 92 team, you got Magic Johnson. He liked to back his point guard down because he's bigger than most point guards. But the paint is crowded over there. You got David Robinson, Karl Malone. Sometimes they was on the floor at the same time. You got Charles Barkley. Sometimes they went big. And the smallest guy might have been Michael Jordan with certain lineups at 6'6". So, I mean, this team right here, KD, like Charles Barkley's a 3. KD played the 3 during those years, during the year with that 12 team. He was a 4. All right, so they put Melo at the 4. Do they cancel each other out, or will Melo give him some work?
I mean, that's. I think Barkley worked that boy. I mean, it looks good. It looks good on paper, but it's fool's gold because you guys are winning by 8, 10 points, close games. I know that, like, to me, I feel like
who's winning by 8, 10 points?
Those teams.
The 12 team?
I didn't follow, but were there any close games?
Yeah, championship game we played against basically another
Spain.
Yeah, Spain, man.
They had about 7 to 8 professional NBA players on their team. How many professionals playing for the other teams when they played against the Dream Team? 1?
Yeah, I think it was Tony. No,
he wasn't even in the league yet, right? He got drafted, I think. Well, signed. He wasn't even there yet.
I sure wasn't playing.
I don't know if he played in '92 or whatever, but you could probably count him on one hand or two.
And the Olympics now,
the level of competition
has a star player.
Can we agree that the level of competition that the Dream Team played against wasn't as good as the level of competition?
Yeah, but the USA they stand apart. They're supposed to be. If the USA was that good, they would have kept the distance that far. They let people catch up. That's what it was.
No, the 92 Dream Team.
So the NBA is European because the last 4 MVPs been European players.
Look. Because what we doing, all these work, don't get it, that's a whole nother show. Yeah. Because we got all these guys doing all these workouts, all these fake workouts, they're not teaching the game anymore. Right. Nobody's teaching the game. That 92 team could play because they understand how to play basketball. They could play in any era, any system, and be successful because everybody knows how to play. They're fundamentally sound. They have everything. I just say these other guys weren't because those teams, they're sick. Right. Those teams are sick. But let me pose this question. What team do you feel had the best chemistry?
I would say the 08 Redeem team had more chemistry because they were coming to prove a point. I feel like everybody that was on that team, the next year in the NBA probably had one of their best seasons. Everybody was coming off something bad.
12 team was sick, right? No, it was
12 team was sick.
Kobe had just lost in the finals to Boston.
Who?
They lost to the Celtics.
Oh.
The guys who
Who
milked
was on
that.
that Boston team?
Class of 95 year guys, KG,
You?
Paul Pierce, Ray
Best high school class ever.
The first super team.
Yeah, those guys who milked that.
The first super team.
It wasn't.
The guys who milked the hell out of that one championship.
There wasn't?
The first super team?
Yeah.
No.
Ray Allen.
Modern day era.
Oh, now that's a new spin.
The modern day super team, yes.
Now that's a new spin.
Ray Allen from Seattle?
Yeah.
I don't think there was the first super team. I think it was the first super team assembled in that nature.
By trade, yeah. Yeah.
You gonna say the Bulls were a super team?
With who?
What, the second one? The second three-peat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I mean,
they picked up Rodman as a free agent. Was Harper traded there or he signed as a free agent?
I wasn't including him in the mix, though.
But Harper was a beast on Cleveland.
I'm not even. Oh, yes, he was.
Well, no, according to y'all, Michael Jordan played by himself and he won every time he
Who
played.
said y'all?
Who's y'all?
I never said
Stop.
y'all.
And then he goes, stop.
See, I don't know. But Ron Harper was a beast
No, I'm
in Cleveland. So he don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit because Jordan had battles with Harper. So when they say LeBron recruits people, Jordan did too.
No, he didn't. No, he had guys in the front office who worked for him, but Michael Jordan never lost a game, and like y'all, like he just won every time he played. That's it. But back to the dream team. Yeah,
shots fired.
They had it was more so of a chemistry because you got, like I said, Kobe coming off a loss in the finals. LeBron hadn't won a ring yet. D Wade.
Not the dream team.
Huh? I said the Redeem team.
My bad.
So like these guys had something to prove or whatever. Like, and then Kobe came in there with the work ethic. He's up 3-4 o'clock in the morning working hard. He showed those guys what it was like to work hard or whatever. So like the next year Kobe wins the championship. LeBron gets MVP. Carmelo and D Wade averaged 30. So you got Jason Kidd or whatever, the consummate point guard or whatever. You got a young Chris Paul. So these guys learned from Kobe and they translated that and they took it to the NBA. So it was more of a family. So I think that team had more chemistry. 12 might have had more talent. And at that point in those guys' career, they were more they were who they were at that point. Well, not even like by name, because Anthony Davis was a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Russ, and that's the OKC Russ and Harden. So by name, yes, they had more talent, but I think they were more cohesive group.
So let me pose a question to you. I know you're fuming over there to get on that 12 team. I'm going to pose a quick question to you. Do you feel if the 04 team has a different coach other than Larry Brown, they win? That 04 team was stupid.
Yeah.
It was ego, and you can see it.
Absolutely.
Everybody was a juggernaut superstar. Allen Iverson, one of the best. The most we see him pass the balls in the All-Star game. Okay?
Bad juju on that team.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You had him, Stephon Marbury, Tim Duncan played for the U.S.
Class 95, check that right.
Oh, yeah. You think I'm high?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tim Duncan played for that team. Like, it wasn't good. What's his name? Richard Jefferson?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the 04
Sean
USA.
Marion, Lamar Odom.
No, that's not the team.
So let me ask y'all a question. If you have a different coach, so we all know Larry Brown is one of the best coaches ever, but he has a controlling, old school demeanor. So we have a different coach. I feel that team feels better. I'm not saying Larry Brown isn't a great coach or Hall of Fame coach, but I feel like that team wasn't buying into. And you also have LeBron, another one waiting. You got
the babies.
The babies.
Yeah, and who didn't play?
They didn't play. They still wasn't getting the goal.
Yeah.
So they would have.
It's messed up.
They would have.
We go based off of goals. You got to win the goal. When the USA go, you have to win the goal. We don't want silver, no bronze. You got to have the gold medal.
So what happened was, like, what a lot of people don't know, in 04, I forget where the Olympics was. If you watched the Redeem Team documentary, it was in Athens. The guys didn't want to go. Like, they couldn't stay in hotels. They were staying on boats. It was like last minute. The Olympics was in July. They asked them to go.
So they put that team together.
They like slapped that team together by name or whatever.
Nobody wanted to go.
Nobody really wanted to go. So LeBron, Carmelo, and Wade and Amari, those guys were like late additions. Because if you think about 04, that's supposed to be T-Mac, that's Kobe, that's Tim Duncan.
That's a nice team too.
That's so crazy. That's that team. Those are the guys at that time. That's Shaq. Those are the guys that.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Queens guys, Stephen Lamar. Shout out to those guys,
man. The losers. In the Olympics, but yeah,
no losers, man.
No disrespect. I'm just talking shit or whatever. But I'm rolling with the 08 team. I got LeBron and Kobe. Check rock.
Oh.
What rules we playing? I mean, it's international. It's the Olympics, so we play international rules. So we could play zone. Are you guys at the point where you were in your
92
career?
has to play zone.
Are you guys, or were you at in your career, or are we taking everybody at their best? Because you saying Larry Bird couldn't walk at that time.
I'm aware of that.
So
I don't want to cheat because it said to put Larry Bird.
Okay.
Because
Mullen was kind of on the older side too.
Nah, that's young Chris Mullen. That's 92. That's golden.
92?
That's run TNC.
So you giving me healthy Larry Bird? Like that's a cheat.
No.
So we
At
take
92.
That's a cheat.
That's like saying if we'd had the Westbrook of today,
Moses,
good.
Moses be saying it at the peak. I mean, to keep it fair,
I like 08 Kobe versus 92 Mike, and I'm gonna take in history. I'm gonna take Mike over Kobe, but that's not just a wash. They're gonna go at each other. I would love to see that.
You see, my problem with that debate is yes, he resembled his game after Jordan. We saw that, but at the same time, he's a way better shooter than Jordan. We saw his matchups against old Jordan on the Wizards, but he knew he was a student of the game. Like he knew to push certain points. Like, let me keep him out here. Let me not let him get to his sweet spot. Like he knew that. Kobe, you can make him take a bad shot at 3-point line. They go in. You're like, yo, what the heck? Jordan wasn't taking that shot. He was going to get to his spot. If he wanted to take you to the rack or he wanted to back you down for the fadeaway, mid-range game, get the foul call, whatever. But Kobe was way better shooter. I wish both of them would have been at their prime together to really see that dynamic because I honestly
Michael
believe
Jordan going to wild on that boy.
Kobe would have got his too.
Michael going to wild on that boy.
What's Kobe going to do?
He's going to wild on that boy.
Man, Kobe's different. And people, Jordan is Jordan, but Kobe's Kobe.
So
like, it's only because Jordan came first that people don't give Kobe the respect and credit that he deserved. Kobe was a different dude. He's different.
So you like Jumpmans over Jordans?
So you calling Kobe Bryant a copycat?
Yes, you like Jumpmans over Jordans.
So he's not even like a good imitation. Like he's not even like a.
I ain't saying he's 28th Street.
No.
But I mean, I want the original. I want the original.
He can't be a copycat. He's a better shooter.
When Jordan just came out.
I'm out the sneaker game.
Right.
There, yeah.
But I'm going with the original.
So what do you say to evolution? So yes, Michael Jordan, let's just say he's the great. So I got a chance to watch you, study you, do everything you do. Mm-hmm. I'm your size, height, strength, plus add new stuff to my game. So what do you say to that?
I'm saying Mike's still gonna bust your ass.
But all right, but I got more to my game than you too. I got your competitive on fire. I got everything. I was able to watch, study you to the T, copy everything to the move, and I can add my own shit to it. So you
shoot better, right?
No, it's not just basically shoot better. The game evolved. Like it's a whole bunch of other things that he do.
Not only that. Yeah, I say he shoots better than Jordan overall. He can shoot from three, from anywhere. But also, Jordan gets a lot of credit for his defense, which he deserves. Kobe had to play more defense. Like, let's not forget that Jordan had Pippen. They took turns.
As an individual, he had to play more defense.
Kobe.
Michael Jordan's a defensive player.
That's why I said I give him that. But he had moments where it's like, yo, Pippen, get him. Like
we're talking about when they played the Lakers and Mike couldn't hold Magic and Kobe and Pippen had to hold.
I'm telling you, Kobe, on the other hand, is like, no, I want him. This is mine. Jordan had his moments, but Pippen's like, yo, take a breather. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got this. He had somebody to lean on.
Mac and cheese. It always make the meal better.
That's a nice luxury to have, man.
I feel you. Good point, though.
It's a great luxury to have. You go to somebody like Scottie Pippen, like, you know what? Listen, I held him the first quarter, you get him the second. Matter of fact, you take third, I'm going to get him fourth.
Only 5 guys could play. So for your money, game tie going into the fourth quarter, your 92 dream team, what's your 5? You can't play 12 guys. Yeah, 1 through 12, yeah, might be deeper, but you can only play 5 guys at a time.
Mike, Magic, Barkley, Hendon. I don't know.
Chris Bosh on that 08 team too.
I'm going. I don't know. Hendon. You and Robert. They got Carmelo. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Cause I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like you guys had the advantage down low with the bigs. You got Ewing and Robinson, and you got Barkley and Malone. So like the advantage you guys got down low, I feel like we got the advantage on the perimeter because those same guys got to guard LeBron, Carmelo.
Repeat that one more time.
The advantage you guys got down low on the block, we got on the perimeter. So you guys got to guard LeBron and Carmelo. I feel like Carmelo and Barkley is the matchup. And LeBron, for that team, he has to guard Carmelo.
We're sagging LeBron.
Sagging off?
You sagging off.
All right, so I'm just gonna drive and I'm gonna kick it to a
In
shooter.
what year?
We're gonna sagging off. That's the way we talking about. Sagging off. I'm sagging off here.
I'll sag off Magic. We can just play in the paint. So I'll put LeBron on Magic.
Put him. I mean, that's the smartest matchup. That's the smartest matchup. That makes sense. That makes.
I'm cheating.
I'm out coach you, so we coaching. I'm out coach you. We gonna win that game.
Bro.
I'm cheating.
I'm gonna say
I'm
cheating.
cheating. 92 is the greatest team ever, so I'm cheating. I'm putting 08 and 12.
We got Dwight. I mean, I'm not saying Dwight. All right. He can match up.
Bro, he's in China.
Dwight Howard is better than Patrick Ewing. I said it.
What?
Dwight Howard is better than Patrick Ewing. I said it.
So why is he in China?
Because he's in his 15th and 20th year. Patrick Ewing, what he was doing in his 20th year?
He wasn't playing in China.
He wasn't playing. He was in his knee pads and the Sonics.
Nigga,
in that red jersey.
China.
Get Patrick Ewing out of here.
You wild.
Pat Ewing, Orlando Pat, and Sonics Pat. Knicks Pat, you was all right.
Wow.
All those other 2 pats, get him out of
And
here.
I told you all those years, Dwight Howard got 2 years of doing that back of the basket shit because he had 0 moves.
Yeah. You're right.
0 moves. He's just stronger than everybody.
He got his moves.
He has 0 moves.
So
what are you doing in the summertime?
I don't know. Just lifting weights.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Stronger than everybody. What's Dwight Howard go-to move?
Back you down and dunk on you. Be dominant.
He's not doing that to you in the whole game.
Why not?
He gonna put you in the basket the whole game?
Nah, he gonna get him in foul trouble though. He not gonna do it the whole game.
What is he doing? He got no go-to move.
Technically, when he was on Orlando, that's Orlando days, right?
Yeah.
He was on Orlando. He was doing the same thing Ewing was doing.
What?
Mid post, jab step, drive, spin. Dwight was doing that.
He wasn't shooting.
He could shoot.
He would just shoot, but I'm talking about getting the points in the bucket. He could shoot. But at the end of the day, Dwight was getting his regardless.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
20 and 15. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he had a stretch of just beast in the league.
The freak athlete.
Yeah, nobody.
You know you was gonna be on a couple posters.
That's a fact. All right. So with that being said, we ain't ever talking about one of the all-time Knicks greats.
ISO again, you know, our resident Knicks fan.
Let's segue into the Knicks team section. Let's give them a round.
I'm gonna clap it up for the Knicks.
Let's clap it up for the Knicks. I don't want to be selfish, man. Enjoy your time, man. What we got?
Thank you.
Take a sip, guys. Do you?
Let me take a little sip. So I just want to say this for all the viewers, you know, anybody that have my personal number. When the Knicks
number, just hit us up on the bench talk page.
Right. When the Knicks are playing bad, I receive all kinds of text messages, DMs, Facebook posts.
What did they say?
Your Knicks, fuck the Knicks. Your Knicks are trash. Why the fuck you like them? Look at this shit.
Like right after the game, during the game?
During the game, before the game. You losing tonight, bro, so you shouldn't even watch it.
Waste truck management.
Waste truck management on episode 2 if you didn't see it.
Did you hear the waste? Did you hear the truck?
I heard the truck backing up. Shout out to Melo on it. Shout out to Melo, man.
They're gonna have to go back.
Yo, Melo, we appreciate you, man. That was a good touch, man.
So after the All-Star break, we made a trade. In most cases, certain people wouldn't like this trade. We got Josh Hart.
I like that a lot.
Cam Reddish wasn't even playing. They shipped him away. We like Cam. As a Knicks fan, we like Cam too. I know there's plenty of fans that like Cam. But Reddish wasn't getting the burn. He was on the bench with Derrick Rose. We got Josh Hart. And now the story was Josh Hart said something about it. Since he's been on the Knicks, the streak started, he hasn't lost a game. You know, it's not about me. It's about the team chemistry. Chemistry means something. We just talked about chemistry. Josh Hart came in, and Josh Hart's a dog.
One second. One thing that was so ill to me, they were at Villanova when they announced Josh Hart was coming to the Knicks. Brunson, that's his college.
Crazy.
He
sort of alert and he went stupid.
That's chemistry. That's something you can't. That's my man. I'm putting my man in the pros now. Like that's my man. We done ate oodles and noodles together. We done broke together. Now we in the league together. And that's my man.
One national championship together.
They won.
And shout out to that, Trey. Shout out to that.
Shout out to the Knicks.
And Josh Hart, the way he plays basketball, he is a New York Knicks player.
Like, he's in that John Starks.
He's
that John Starks mold.
He don't check like John Starks.
No, with that mold, that energy player.
He's a New Yorker.
Yes.
He's definitely a New Yorker.
Because from what I've seen from this recent team, the togetherness, the fight, the will to win. Yeah. Something that I want to highlight this. Cameras on me. Okay. We played Boston last week. They didn't have Jaylen Brown. We won at the Garden. Oh, relax. Why are you so excited? They didn't have Jaylen Brown, blah, blah, blah. During that 9-game stretch.
Tatum got taken out that game?
Yes, you got to, get him out of here. Pack him up. Hit your showers, Tatum. Bye-bye. So then we won that game. People telling me to relax. I'm posting all over the place. They're going to tell me to relax.
I'm one of those people.
Okay, and you took me, and I didn't care what nobody said. We won. Then we just went to Boston. I believe their whole team was there. Yeah. Boston was healthy. Yeah. And then what happened? We didn't have one of our main players.
Your all-star snub.
The all-star snub, Jalen Brunson. Yeah. Knicks, Randall.
Hold on a second, Tom. We was at Outback.
Oh. We was together.
We was together.
And
we just bumped into each other. What you told me before the game?
I was scared. I thought we was going to lose.
What you mean?
I said it.
What you say?
I was about to tell him. I'm about to tell him. I didn't think we was going to win without Jalen Brunson. I said it.
We're going to lose.
I said it. I got that right before the game. I had the phone in hand, and it said Jalen Brunson out. I said, what the hell? I said, he tweaked the ankle last game.
Nah, Dr. Umar, you might have to get some lashes for not having belief in your Knicks. Dr. Umar, I think he needs
No.
Knicks fan. But you didn't have faith in his team.
This is episode 3. Since the first episode, you always say I've been talking about Jalen Brunson. Okay? So now we play the game, and we went in double overtime. And on top of that, the all-star, okay, Julius Randle, he had a high stretch during this streak. I give him respect, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't him that put it away. It was Emmanuel Quickly.
Shout out to IQ, man.
Shout out to IQ, baby. Now, to a real Knicks fan out there, you know, we was able to draft Quickly because we traded the Morris brother. If we wouldn't have traded him, we wouldn't have got him. So that was diamond in the rough.
Y'all luck on that one.
The Knicks need to pay that man because every time they ask him to step up when he needs to, he does. He can be a starter on a few teams in the league, but I really do think he brings that energy off the bench.
He does.
But as a starter, we see the production.
Be a star in your role. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You could be a star in your role. But we seen this guy put up 38 points. And I mean, he had Boston looking stupid. He did. He was dancing on every 3. I said, oh, calm down. I told him to calm down myself. In the first overtime, I said, this guy's wild.
You were dancing too.
I was dancing, but I told him to relax. I had to dance. This is my Knicks.
What dance you was doing? I wasn't there. I was at work. What dance?
You know, I had the music playing. I'm like, I just knew the next episode was gonna be crazy. So I was like, oh, you can't be going, I'm ready. But you know, with all that happiness, I am a little upset because we had a 9-game streak and I thought we was gonna make it to 10, double digits. And we lost to Charlotte Hornets. And Kelly Oubre.
Lost to the Hornets without Melo. I love Melo. Melo is coming.
It is lost by 30.
I mean, Jalen Brunson wasn't there neither, but we won against Boston, so I thought we'll definitely take the Hornets. But that's what happens. One of those sleeper teams.
That's the league, man.
That's how it goes. They probably thought, it wasn't about no fatigue, wasn't none of that. That's why I like Josh Hart too. He said, fatigue is a person that wakes up every morning at 6 a.m. and have to work 12-hour shifts every day. That's different. But the Knicks, I don't think anybody wants to see my Knicks in the playoffs. If they clicking like they did in that 9-game stretch, there's only, right now, based on the power rankings, of course you have Milwaukee. At some standards have us number 1 because of the streak. But we're not number 1. Now, we're not number 1. We're talking about the power rankings based on. So you got Milwaukee, of course. And I respect Boston still. I'm not going to just because we beat them don't mean that best out of 7. I'm thinking that we're going to win by a landslide. I'm not scared of Philadelphia. Embiid, Jay Harden, Maxey, Tobias Harris. I'm not scared of you.
He on that juice.
I'm not scared of y'all.
Rocky not gonna.
And the rest of the East is up for grabs because we're number 5.
So my fault. Let me get this question. Fandom aside, where do you see the Knicks going?
Wait, you said Ty like a fan. That's why you said fandom aside.
No, because as fans, everybody want their team to win the championship.
They looking good though.
But I'm realistic.
So I would say fandom aside. So
I would say we didn't make the playoffs last year. The year before that, Randall melted in the playoffs against Atlanta. So I will say, my opinion, my honest opinion, if we don't make it to the second round, it's a bust.
So if the Knicks, hypothetically, if they lose in the first round, you're not gonna come in here and say, "Oh, we won 45 games. We shouldn't have been in the playoffs."
I wouldn't do that. I'll be complaining.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Respect.
I respect that.
And remember what I said, because you can go back to episode 3. Episode 3 on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Ben Talk 718.
Exactly. Don't want. This is your moment in the sun. The moment in the sun. The Knicks are balling. Like when the Knicks are winning, New York is better. The air is cleaner. The food tastes better. No problems on the trains. No delays.
I'm not co-signing that, but yeah.
I mean, shout out to my Nets fans because, no one talks to me anymore neither. I mean, since Kyrie and KD left, it's like there's no Net fans anymore. I don't know.
That's not
I've
true.
been to the Barclay and it was kind of quiet. Giannis kind of silenced the crowd. So I don't know.
He silences everything.
I told y'all last episode about Nets fans. Even when they had the mob heads, golf claps, they got into the game. It's like
It's New Brooklyn.
Yeah, Nets fans is bougie.
Nets fans are Stuyvesant Heights.
Yeah, exactly.
But also,
downtown Brooklyn.
Everybody, we didn't get to do it at the beginning of the show, but I'm a damn sure make sure we do it now. Shout out to S.STREET Media. S.STREET Media, your math. Thank you for the love.
Always
Thank you for
Appreciate
providing the platform to let us do what it is that we do. All right. Shout out to Young Nation, your twin. Thank you. You already know it's all love and family. Everybody, make sure you follow us on the Instagram, BenchTalk_718, and make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel at BenchTalk718.
Shout out to Mello, man. I show us some dope. Our editor's in Ghana right now. That's my best friend, man. I ain't just meet him. That's my lifelong friend. He's in Ghana, living. So when we do this, we want to send this clip to him. He chop it up in Ghana. He's 6-7 hours ahead of us. He get it. He calls the next day. When you see that fresh little spin on it, that's him, man. So we appreciate you, bro.
Shout out to
Always
you.
love.
Definitely appreciate you. I got a shout out. Before I left and I came here to chop it up with y'all, my daughter said, "Daddy, shout me out on the show." So I want to shout out to you, Mia. You definitely get a shout out from me to you. Just cause.
Oh, I'm bugging. So
Okay. Yeah. So I might not be able to go home. I'm like, baby, I love you. Chunky, I love you. I love you guys. My family, wife and daughter. It's all love.
Shout out to the whole folk family. Shout out to Sincere Folk. Best freshman in New York City basketball. He's coming. Today's his birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
If you don't know who Sincere Folk is, man, you want to see him. He is the best freshman in New York City basketball. We said it here.
Google
I'm
him.
not biased because that's my nephew. He get it in.
We're talking about high school Final Four. Any predictions, anything like that? Nah, we good? All right. Y'all see you in the next episode. We'll get it together.
Next episode, we'll get that.
Yeah.
Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bench talk, baby.
Bench talk.
You good, man?
I was clean.
We don't even talk about
Baby.
bro. We don't even talk about low
That got canceled. Because when we did the rundown, it never came up. Well, that's next time.
It was a good flow to job for the raise.
And we never mentioned.
We just be flowing or whatever.
And we never mentioned the quarter. Remember, he's like,
We said third.
We said
I
third.
lie to you. I come back because I woke up for a second. I came back. You like third quarter. I said I missed it. I missed it.
He said third quarter. Good. Is that all three?
No, he was about to go on to Isaac shit, but he already told us 7 minutes, not 10 minutes ago. He was 7 minutes, like 10 minutes ago.
I'm feeling like Curry. We had three. I'm feeling like John.
Yo, ask your people how much they charge to do what they do.